there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Brill and I are here today to talk to you about a book that we're actually so excited about. And we wanted to talk about it before, but we ran out of time. There were just too few weeks in the month of November. This is a book I read a couple months ago, and I really, really wanted to talk about it in November because it's Native American Heritage Month. We didn't get around to it, so I'm going to talk about it now because I just can't wait any longer to share this wonderful book with you. So this is technically a middle grade book. I think even elementary, high upper elementary school people would really, really enjoy this book as well. I mean, I enjoyed it as an adult. It's for many ages, I feel like. And it's by an author that I've read before, I really loved, and I was so excited when I saw that he was writing a middle grade book. So I gave it a shot. I absolutely loved it, and I think that you will love it too. So the title of this book is called The Storyteller, and this is by Brandon Hobson. The Storyteller. Now, he has written a book for adults that I absolutely loved. He's a really wonderful Indigenous voice out there right now writing. So, like I said, when I saw that he was coming out with a middle grade book, I knew that I had to read it, and I was really not disappointed. It was a fantastic story. So the first thing I want to mention about it is it's very short. It's barely 200 pages. It's just about 200 pages, like a few over that. So this is not a very long book. I read it in one sitting, and that was not just because it's short, but also because I couldn't put it down. It was really, really good. So this book has a lot of different things going on in it. The first one is the main character, his name is Ziggy, and he is a young Cherokee boy who deals with a lot of stuff. So he's got anxiety, really bad anxiety that he has to deal with on a daily basis. When he was a lot younger, he has a sister named Moon. When he and his sister were a lot younger, his mother disappeared. She was never found again. Now, this is a part, and they talk a little bit about this in the book, about how Indigenous women go missing often, and a lot of times it's really, really difficult to get the police to do thorough investigations. There's just a lot going on there that makes it really hard, and there's this terrible, basically pandemic of Native women that go missing, and it just seems a lot of times like the authorities don't care to look for them. So they talk a little bit about that in the book, and what I think was really, really interesting is that, it's presumed that their mother is dead, that she was murdered, but they never really say that because she was never found. So while the family, really wants Ziggy to come to terms with that and grieve and, get past it, he can't, because there's never been an answer to what actually happened to her. So in his mind, she's out there somewhere, and she still could be. We are never actually definitively told in this book what happened. So it's kind of left up to the reader, to decide for themselves what happened to her. Is she gone for good? Did she get murdered? Possibly. Is she still out there somewhere? Possibly. It's really up to you to decide that. So, Ziggy deals with anxiety. He's dealing with thoughts of his mother. He's got this girl named Alice in his class that he really likes. And he has gotten it into his head that his mother is out there there's this cave system out there where they live. And he is convinced that she is out there and that he has to find her. So he enlists his sister's help, Moon. He enlists this girl, Alice, that he likes in his class, to help him go and try to track his mother down. And they go on this adventure that is a little bit surreal. So it's a little bit fantastical. It's a little bit surreal. You never really know what to take literally in the story. So he meets a bunch of different characters from Cherokee legend and folklore, like Coyote, for example. And you're never really sure, okay, is this the mythical, creature? Is there something else going on in this story? And again, it leaves it up to your interpretation. And these characters will either help or hinder him on his quest. So there's a lot to love about this book. For me personally, the thing I loved about it the most was the way it talked about anxiety. Because I am also a person that suffers from anxiety. And I thought that the way it was talked about was really accurate and heartfelt. So I just want to read just this one little passage where where Ziggy is talking about in his head how anxiety feels. And he says, when you have anxiety, every thought can lead to a catastrophe. For example, here are some thoughts that came from my anxiety. All the other kids will think I'm dumb. The teachers won't like me. A teacher will call on me for an answer I won't know. People will laugh at me. I might get sick and throw up in the hallway in front of everyone. And and it goes on. And I feel like when you have anxiety, and I know at least for me this is the case, and everybody's different. Maybe not everybody does this, but I 100% do that. As soon as anything happens in my day-to-day life, I immediately there's a list in my head that starts to form without me even trying or thinking about it, about all the things that could go wrong. And then I start cycling through this list and I can't stop thinking about it, and it's just this horrible cycle. So I thought that the way that his anxiety was talked about and handled in this book was really well done. So I really liked that a lot. And the other thing I really liked about this book was the way it handled the fantastical versus the realistic. Because like I said, they never really come out and tell you 100% yes, this is really happening, or 100% no, this is not really happening. And a lot of things in this book are left up to your interpretation to decide for yourself what you think is happening. And I love that. I love that so much. Because a lot of times you'll have a book that is just pure fantasy, and then you'll have a book that's just a pure realistic book. And I really love books that juggle a little bit of them both, right? When you have a realistic story that has some fantastical or magical elements to it. And this book does that very well. And like I said, it's not very long. It's barely 200 pages. It's a great little slice of a story. I enjoyed it so much. I loved the indigenous characters in the story. I loved Ziggy's voice. I loved his indigenous narrative. It was just absolutely fantastic. Highly, highly recommend this book. It's absolutely phenomenal. The Storyteller by Brandon Hobson. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really fun and interesting, and it might be something you want to give a try to. If so, please feel free to come check it out from Farmington Community Library. And also, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.